මීට පෙර තානාපතිතුමා කතාවක් කරනවා.
The very reverend heroes of Sri Lanka Buddhist Temple in Canberra, my fellow Sri Lankans and our very distinguished guests. On behalf of the mission staff, I'd like to thank you for finding the time to be with us on such an auspicious occasion, an occasion for the benefit of our Australian friends, commemorates with reverence the birth, the enlightenment, and the passing away of Lord Buddha. I have to thank you for the wonderful sermon, the words of wisdom, and for the blessing that you have invoked both on our country and this mission and all the people who are here today. I also have special thank yous to convey, initially to Nadaru, who have been part of the mission, synonymous in fact for any event of a musical nature from the time that I took office, and I'm sure even before that. To Avan Marsh for the sound system, which has been meticulous. And last but by no means least, the mission staff, who have done a brilliant job, as you can see, of this evening. I've observed them over a period of 2 months nearly, rehearsing meticulously outside their normal working hours. And every piece of decoration here is handcrafted and personally installed by the mission staff and their families who have come forward generously to give up their time to make it what it is today. So I like to pay a very special tribute to them, and also confess to you that my own contribution was by no means insignificant. I stayed out of their way. And I like to introduce them because I think it is my duty, and coming from that end, it's Deepa, Ruchini, then of course you know the Deputy High Commissioner, Himali, the Minister, Cyril Gunapala, Minister Councillor, Chandra Veerasena, there's Indika, Mubarak, and in the back row, there's Vijayaratna, Taranga, Sharaka, Bandara, Jeshta, Chaminda, Maya, and Gayani. And so now you can see how proud I am to be captain of such a wonderful team, and I'm truly blessed. Listening to the music, my mind went back to the mid-80s, when there was a famine in Ethiopia. And some of the finest voices in the world came together to sing, to raise money, to help out. And the first 2 lines of that song were, "We are the word, we are the children." Some of you may remember it. And in that song, each of those world-known voices contributed 1 line. And the differently abled blind musician, Stevie Wonder, had this to contribute. Let's start giving, because the choice we are making is to save our own lives. We are now 17 years into the new millennium and almost 32 years after that event. And what do we see around us? We see the major powers of this world increasing annually their defense budgets. In fact, one of them is actually into the trillions of dollars. While the United Nations laments that 1/3 of the world's population is either malnourished or dying from malnutrition. And we call ourselves part of a modern civilized world. And this is where we as Sri Lankans are so fortunate to be able to reflect on a 2,600-year civilization and culture that is so profound that if any of those teachings of Lord Buddha were applied meticulously today, what a different world we would be living in. If there is one flaw that man has to contend with, a flaw that happens to be his biggest enemy, it happens to be his ego. And it is for that reason that Lord Buddha once said that ego is like a film on your eye. It clouds your vision. And it is only when you remove that film that will you be able to see the future and your way forward clearly. The same sentiments are expressed in every other religion. In Hinduism, before we go into the temple to worship, we break a coconut. And the significance of that is to dash one's ego. In Christianity, it was Jesus Christ who said, turn the other cheek. And it was Prophet Muhammad who demonstrated to the world that there is greatness in humility. And therefore, on the 29th of April this year, my fellow Sri Lankans came forward along with members of my staff to do something that was unique to commemorate our 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations with Australia. It was a blood donation program. And 80, nearly 100 volunteered, 80 were eventually accepted because there were few others who had traveled overseas in the recent past who were therefore unable to donate blood. But the commitment was there. But the significance of a blood donation is also equally unique, because the donor parts with something that is so precious to his life, and the recipient, he doesn't even know. And so it will go to an undisclosed beneficiary whose life he may either save or enhance through that gesture of his. And there could not be a greater demonstration of unconditional love than that blood donation. And that is who we really are as Sri Lankans. There are countries in the world that are remembered for monuments. If we talk about the United States, it's the Statue of Liberty and maybe White House. If we talk about France, let's say Eiffel Tower. If you talk about England, let's say Buckingham Palace. We, with our 2,600 year civilization and the benefit of Lord Buddha's precious teachings, should now get together to work towards creating in that beautiful country of ours a concept so that at some point of time in the not too distant future, when somebody says Sri Lanka, wherever in the globe, they will say, that's the country of love and compassion. And that is what we are capable of doing, and that is what we must all get together and ensure. Because, my dear friends, there could not be a finer tribute to the memory and the wisdom of Lord Buddha than for us to get together and do just that. Thank you again for your presence. May God bless you all. May God bless our beautiful country. And I can only say it's wonderful to be here as your High Commissioner, my Sri Lankan brothers and sisters, because I have seen the way in which you've come forward to support us in everything that we have done, the way you've come together as one, and therefore it's a tribute that we are able to be together in such large numbers to celebrate the memory of a genius of the ancient world, Lord Buddha. Thank you very much.